I'm Amelia Muller. I am the class of 2011 from the college. I was in Lowell House and History of Art and Architecture, and now I live in New York, and I'm a digital strategist for progressive nonprofits and advocacy organizations.
Awesome. So when did you first get involved in the HAA, and what was your motivation?
Yeah, so I first got involved with the HA as a student employee. So I used to stuff packets for these very board meetings, and then got involved as a committee member on what was then the Undergraduate Relations Committee, which was mostly comprised of alumni and a couple of us who were sort of token undergraduates, and to be frank, didn't do a whole lot to actually engage undergraduates. So I would sort of come and talk about what was happening at the college and then go back off into the world, and not really much happened in between the committee meetings. That has since changed, but that was the state of things at that time.
And what was your primary reason for getting involved?
Yeah.
Or picking up that job? Even?
Yeah. So to be honest, familial. My dad is an alum of Harvard and has been involved in the board, and so that was sort of how I knew what the HA was. But he had such a tremendous experience getting to kind of meet alumni from all over the world. And so I thought, what a cool way to get to know people who have come to Harvard and from all different places, and sort of not just my own peers at the college.
Awesome. Are you aware of current undergraduate involvement in the HAA? And if so, what kind of interaction do you have with current undergraduates?
Yeah, I am. So I was previously a member of the Building Community Committee for quite some time, of which I remember. So that was sort of my primary way that first as an undergrad and then as an alum that I was involved with undergrads who were part of the HA. Actually, a big part of my role when I was a college appointed director was kind of helping to facilitate more undergraduate involvement in the HA specifically. So we started doing info sessions to open up the applications to be on that committee, doing trainings for senior class committee on what their role would look like going forward beyond just senior year and planning senior bar, which is sort of typically what people are most focused on. So that's been the primary way. I've since aged out of the Building Community Committee, but I get to see current undergrads in this capacity. And I'm like on the alumni portal for jobs or whatever. So every now and then I get a student reaching out to me to talk about Blue State Digital, which is fun for me, and I always make a point of talking to them.
Awesome. And how do you think undergraduates can best contribute to the mission of the HAA?
Honestly, I think the best way undergraduates can contribute to the mission of the HA is being more vocal about how they actually do want to engage with alumni in ways that they're interested in meeting alumni. I think we kind of default to giving a talk about your job or whatnot. Careers is kind of the obvious inroad, I think, in a lot of cases, and certainly alumni are happy to help students find internships and jobs. I think that can be a turnoff for some alumni who kind of feel like, oh, well, I only get to meet undergraduates when they want something from me. And so I think thinking about what life experience alumni have to contribute in terms of added perspective to the undergraduate experience would be really beneficial for both sides. I think alumni want to be able to contribute that, and I think that's meaningful and potentially really valuable for undergraduates. So whether it's talking about like mental health in your first year after you graduate, and what it's like to acclimate to a city where you don't have a ton of Harvard alumni around you, or people from your class or something like that. I think that could be really cool, and would love to see more happen around kind of that particular social emotional side of what alumni could contribute to undergraduates and vice versa.
Awesome. Thank you very much.